Welcome to Friendly Math 101. Today our lesson is on solving one-step inequalities. The biggest difference between solving an equation and an inequality is that with equations you have one possible solution, but with inequalities you have many possible solutions. Here we have n plus 3 is greater than 14. We're going to apply inverse operations, so to undo the addition we're going to subtract. We'll subtract 3 on this side of the inequality, which means we have to subtract 3 on this side of the inequality. It zeroes out over here. We're left with n is greater than 11. So what that means is n could be any number bigger than 11, but it cannot be 11. Let's take a look at what this would look like on a number line. We're going to draw an open circle over the 11, which means it cannot be 11, but we're going to draw an arrow to the right, which means it could be any number bigger than 11. It could be 12, 14, 100, 1 million. Let's take a look at our next example. So here we have x minus 3.2 is less than or equal to 4.8. To undo the subtraction, we're going to apply the inverse operation, which is addition. So we're going to add 3.2 here, which means we're going to add 3.2 on this side of the inequality. It zeroes out. We're left with x is less than or equal to 8. So that means x can be 8, but it could also be any number that is less than 8. So let's take a look at what it would look like on a number line. We're going to draw a closed circle over the 8, which means it can equal 8. And then we'll draw an arrow to the left, meaning that it could also be any number smaller than 8. It could be 5, 6, 7, or negative 15. Any number to the left on the number line. Here we have 4x is less than 12. To undo the multiplication, we're going to divide. So we'll divide this side by 4. Divide this side by 4, that one's out, and we're left with x is less than 3. So that means x can be any number smaller than 3, but it cannot equal 3. This is going to have an open circle over the 3 and an arrow to the left, meaning it could be any number to the left of that 3. Let's take a look at our final example. Our final example is going to be undoing division. To undo division, we have to apply the inverse operation, which is multiplication. So we're going to multiply this side by 5, which means we multiply this side by 5. It ones out here, and we are left with p is greater than or equal to negative 15, which means p could be negative 15, but it could also be any number bigger than negative 15. Let's take a look at what this looks like on the number line. We're going to have a closed circle over negative 15 and an arrow to the right. So this is confusing for a lot of students because they think negative 14, negative 13, those types of numbers are smaller than negative 15, but you have to think that on a number line, any number to the right will actually be a bigger number, not a smaller number. All right, that concludes our lesson today on solving one-step inequalities. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave those questions in the comment section below. And for more math tutorials, please subscribe to our channel, Friendly Math 101.